Alright. Let's give it a minute here. See what's going on with you guys. I know it's kind of late, but I just got off work. So make sure my chat log's on. Alright, I guess we'll get started. All my buddies said they're going live on PlayStation. So anyway, let's get this kicked off. Welcome to the stream, guys. Appreciate all you night owls jumping on with me. It's 12:30 in the morning here. It's officially Tuesday, and Catfish Conference is creeping around the corner. And I'm doing this because let me know if you guys can hear me okay too, by the way. I'm doing this because I noticed in Catfish Weekly's live chat today there was a lot of people who had a lot of questions about the conference, and as far as what the dates were, what the times were, where's it at, is it the same place as it was last year, who's going to be there, what do we need to know about ticket information, hotel rental information, things like that. So I've got everything pulled up here on my daughter's phone as a backup. I got pretty much of it locked up in my head, but I want to be able to read word for word off the website so you guys know without a doubt what to expect. So alright, sounds good. Appreciate that, Catfish Bill. Chris Boyd, thanks for joining. River Adventures, you guys need to go check them out. So if you guys are watching this later, feel free to if I miss anything, feel free to drop it in the comments section. I'll get back to you on it. If there's something I left out that you guys need to know about, let me know. I'm trying my best to be as good of an ambassador for the conference as I can. Hervé, who helps Steve Douglas run the show behind the scenes, has been a great help to me throughout this whole past year, and he has a lot on his shoulders when it comes to the conference. So he's busy dealing with all the vendors and all the big names and stuff, so I thought I'd try to do what I can to return the favor for all he's done for me, and connect with all you other small guys like myself to make sure everybody's on the same page, make sure everybody knows what they need to know, because I'm sure there's a lot of guys who don't get the information, and I want to make sure you guys are up to speed too. So pardon the cigarette, I just got off work and trying to relax. So let's get to it. What do we know? We know that right off the bat, it's February 24th and 25th this coming month, 2018. It's a Saturday and a Sunday. And I need to go on here to confirm, but I'm almost positive it's 8:30. Yeah. Okay. So Saturday on the 24th, it's 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday. And Sunday the 25th, it's from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the Sunday. So Sunday it closes 2 hours earlier. Now this is directly off the Catfish Conference website. So if you guys want to, I don't know if that shows up, but catfishconference.com. So if there's anything I missed and you want to look it up yourself, it's all on this website. A lot of the information is up to date and ready for you guys to enjoy. It's going to be, let's see, this is off the FAQ section. Where is the show? It will be at the Crown Plaza Airport Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky. The address is 830 Phillips Lane, Louisville, Kentucky, zip code 40209. So if you guys need to plug that into your Google Maps to get down here, there's the address. Can I get tickets once I get there? Yes, you can. Check-in process may take some time depending on how many people show up at the same time. You're definitely better off ordering online. It's cheaper and faster, so you and your family save money and skip the lines at the conference. How much do the tickets cost? Here are two options you have. Pre-registration is free. You simply pay at the conference. What if you can't make it? No worries, you won't be charged, and there are no cancellation fees either. If you book now, simply book online, save money, and skip the lines. It's only $5. Now, I know this has changed, but I'm reading this first, and then I'm going to get to the update. The next question on here says, where can I buy Catfish Conference 2018 tickets? We're glad that you want to join us. Tickets are available here, and it gives you a link. Now, let's pause here as far as the tickets go, because there's been an update. As of yesterday, Catfish Conference announced that Monster Rod Holders has sponsored the conference and purchased all tickets. So if you haven't bought a ticket yet, it's free now. Don't worry about it. They've covered the admission for everybody, and you just show up. And if there's 5,000 people there right at a time, it might take you a few minutes to get in. It's kind of similar to what it was last year, but it's free to get in. No worries. If you have purchased a ticket beforehand, say you bought it 3 weeks ago and you bought tickets for you and 5 other people, don't worry, they've got it all refunded. Anybody who purchased a ticket between the time that it opened and the time that Monster Rod Holders purchased all the admission fees, you're all going to get a refund. So thank you to Steve Douglas and Monster Rod Holders for covering everybody's fees. So let's pull up the next question. Where can I get more info on the conference? Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Upcoming information. If you would like to learn more about the conference event, please visit the following page. It gives you a page about the conference, and then there's information from the last 2 years for 2017 and 2016. Catfish Bill says, yeah, I went to pay for my tickets and they said it was already paid for by Steve Douglas. Thanks, Steve. Yep. Okie Catfishing, what's going on, man? Is there food on the spot? Yes, the Crown Plaza has a food concession open during lunchtime with sandwiches and other snacks. There are restaurants around also. From what I remember there was a place where you get coffee, some drinks, some small snacks, chips, whatever. They had pop, other soft drinks. I think some places had some catfish nuggets that I remember Chris Flores bringing me up some catfish nuggets to snack on. I don't know where he got them, but they had food there. Let's see, the last thing is there's missing something else, then you can share your questions with us, answered as well. Okay, so that covers it for the frequently asked questions section. I'm going to jump over, I got all these opened up in separate pages. So let's cover the Catfish Conference memberships that you can get. There are some benefits to it if you're interested. Not something necessary, but I don't think a lot of people know about it, so I want you guys to be known about it, because it does kind of tie into what I do too. And there's 2 different types of memberships that you can get through the Catfish Conference, alright? Now there's Angler and then Pro Angler. And if you get the Angler membership, it's $19.99. And I believe this covers you, I don't know if it's monthly or yearly. I have to find out for sure. I want to say yearly. But for the regular Angler membership for $19.99, you get a monthly newsletter, you get a monthly you get a membership sticker. For the Pro Angler, which is $29.99, it used to be, I take that back, the Angler was $29.99, they cut it down to $19.99, so it was 30 bucks, now it's 20 bucks. The Pro Angler was 40 bucks, now it's 30 bucks. You get a membership t-shirt, you get a membership sticker, you get a monthly newsletter, and you also get exclusive discounts at select stores and certain vendors. Oki says, I really wish I could have gone this year, but just can't swing it next year though. I'll be there. Okay, man. So with the Pro Angler membership, you get exclusive discounts on select stores, and I can't remember if it's 10% or 15%, but it's a pretty decent percentage that you get off of a certain merchandise through them, and I believe it covers all the products that are on the Catfish Conference web store. So all the products that they have for sale on the Catfish Conference webpage, whisker sticks included, they sell whisker sticks on there, you get a discount for them. So there's one way to get them a little bit cheaper. Let's see. Make sure there's no other information I'm missing on this. This is what's on their membership page. Exclusive discounts at select stores. 15% off Monster Rod Holder products. 15% off Hooksetter USA products. Preferential pricing on electronics through Jeff Jones Marine and more brands soon. Products must be ordered through the Catfish Conference website. Shipping rates and respective brands apply. Terms and conditions apply. Contact Catfish Conference Administrator for more details. So there's some technical things on the membership. Let's see here. For anybody who's interested in being a vendor, there's a sign-up registration for that. Then there's a seller terms and conditions you got to follow. They got other events and stuff listed under there, so that's gonna cover that. Let's get to the exciting stuff, the main portion of the show. A lot of people were wanting to know who's gonna be there and who's gonna be available to buy products from, who's gonna have vendor booths, where they're gonna be located where, so you guys kind of get a map. On my Whisker Sticks Facebook page, I posted an image of the floor plan, and I kind of drew a red circle around where my booth will be, which is booth number 30. Now you're not going to see booth numbers when you walk in there probably, but just to kind of know the layout, I posted an image of the layout, and I'll show you guys here on the phone if it'll let me show it. But I'm going to read all these off one by one, and you guys can kind of pause the video if you need to see it, if it'll let me show it. How's that show up? Pretty good. So number 30 will be right here, somewhere right there. Oh, I can just do this right there. That's gonna be me. And let's see, I'm trying to figure out which you need to move phone. This aisle right here to the right, on this side of the phone here, all those aisles up there, that's going to be where Hooksetter and Muddy River and Team Catfish are going to be. I do know that. So let's if you guys need to see correspond what this list reads with where those booths are at to give you guys an idea who's going to be there, then you'll kind of know where you want to walk around when you get there. Right here at the top, if it shows it up again, here at the top, that little room at the very top that kind of sticks out from the rest of it, right here, those are going to be where Tangling with Catfish and Monster Rod products. Steve Douglas and Tangling with Catfish is going to hold that whole section pretty much. So I'll just go through these, and some of these have multiple booths. Now, if you haven't got a booth yet and you think you want to get one, booth availability is kind of give and take. You gotta just kind of call and see if there's been any cancellations. I think they're pretty much all booked. But if you think you want to take a booth, you can give Hervé a call, and his phone number is on here. It says call us on 270-401-8255. 3323 to verify booth availability. So starting off, the first booth is the Catfish Lounge, and it's called the Catfish Lounge because this is where Lyle and Doc with Catfish Weekly are going to be posted up all weekend. And it's kind of on the corner, right next to Monster Rod and Tangle of Catfish, right across from the master sponsor. And that's where the master booth is. The Catfish Conference will reveal the occupant of the master booth soon, so that's not been determined, or it hasn't been released yet. Booth number 1 and booth number 2, as of right now, are booked by Warrior Cat Tackle, so that's Warrior Cat Rods and Tackle. Booth number 3 and 4 are booked by Mud Bums. Book number 5 is booked by Shatter Cat Rods. Booth number 6 and 7 say booked, deal pending, so it's not certain yet. Will I have shirts for sale? Unfortunately, I won't. I don't have any stock with me. We did a trial run, a pre-order session with Catfish Clothing, and we only sold 13 shirts out of about, I think it was almost like a month and a half. You guys asked me for them all year, and I tried to make it happen, and he did do a small batch. I don't know if he has any inventory left. I believe Matthew Miles still has it listed as a purchasable product on the Catfish Clothing website, so you'll have to go to catfishclothing.com. But as far as I know, we got a really small batch for the pre-order. He sent me some for free, of course, and I'm hoping in the future, once I have a better cash flow and I grow better, that I can start rolling out shirts pretty much full time. I'd like to have shirts, hoodies, hats, and decals definitely within the next year or so. It's just not within my budget right now to keep it rolling. I was real thankful for Matt to help me out with it, and the shirts turned out great, but we only had 13 pre-orders, and 10 of them were actually from coworkers at my job. So we had 3 people other spots of the country that put in a pre-order for a shirt. So it was a little disappointing, but it's okay. I'm a little guy. It's not really hurt my feelings none. I thought it was going to take off better than it did, because I used to get requests like crazy for shirts, visors, hats, hoodies. Everybody wanted these products, and when we put it out there, nobody wanted to buy it, I guess. So better luck next time. We'll definitely be trying it again soon. Once I know I'm able to afford the investment into it, then we'll be putting it out again. As of right now, the only source for Whisker Stick shirts is through Catfish Clothing, so maybe if there's a high enough demand, he'll put another batch in and we can do another run of them. But at this time right now, I won't have any at my booth for sale. Matt might surprise us and show up with some, I don't know. But we'll see how it goes. I gotta keep my money focused on the lights, you know, so where were we? 6 and 7 were deal pending on those booths, so I don't know if those are waiting on a cancellation or a confirmation. Booth 8 and 9 are booked also by Mud Bums, so Mud Bums currently has booked 3, 4, 8, and 9. So they have 4 booths booked right now. And this is all subject to change as far as I know, so this is just what we know right now. Booth 10 is booked by ProMed. Booth 11 is booked by Captive Fishing. Booth 12 and 13 are deal pending, doesn't say who. 14 and 15 are pending from Bass & More. So Bass & More will have 14 and 15 pending. Booth 16 and 17 are booked by Catfish Clothing, Matt Miles and his crew. Booth 18 is booked by Crusher Marine, the famous Survivor unit. and other great products. Booth 19 is booked by Offshore Tackle. Booth 20 is booked, deal pending, for Cast and Light. If you guys haven't heard of Cast and Light, it's a slip bobber that's LED powered at the tip. They have an LED dome on them, similar to a whisker stick, but it's a slip bobber with a light built into it, and it has a rechargeable USB port built into the float too. I want to say they run 20 bucks, maybe 30. I can't remember the exact price. He was there last year. I don't know how good he did, but that's a cool bobber option. It's something with a rechargeable battery. Booth 21 and 22 are booked also by Warrior Cat Tackle. So they have booth 1 and 2 and 21 and 22. Booth 23 is booked with deal pending by Catfish Now magazine, Mr. Ron. Booth 24 is booked deal pending by Never Snag Anchors, really cool anchor. Booth 25 and 26 is booked by Vicious Fishing Products. They got some cool line. Booth 27 is booked by Fishing for Freedom Quincy. Booth 28 is booked by Cabela's King Cat Tournament Trail. Booth 29 is booked by Fishing Buddy. Booth 30, which is my booth, booked by Whisker Sticks LED Lights. Booth 31, which would be when you come in the door directly to the right. As soon as you come in the door, I'll be right there on your left, and off to the right will be, just lost my place, Big Cat Bait Company. Now, anybody who was there last year, if you remember where Big Cat Bait Company was, they're pretty much literally in the exact same spot. So if you remember where Big Cat Bait Company was last year, that's the same spot they're going to be this year. And from what I read on after that, you can kind of put in your head, as I read these next few out, kind of how it's going to lay out. So you got Big Cat Bait Company in 31. 32, deal pending, is Mustad Hooks. Now if you remember, they were right next the next stop on up the aisle from Big Cat Bait Company. Booth number 33 is Muddy River Catfishing, Chris Flores. Booth 34 is Hook Setter USA, and they're also going to have some other guys in there. Scott Manny with the Demon Dragons will be in there. I believe James Arwood with Hooker's Terminal Tackle will also be occupying that area with them too. They'll be having some stuff laid out there. So you'll have Demon Dragons, Muddy River Catfishing, Hook Setter, Hooker's Terminal Tackle, all that stuff will be right in that little hub, similar to what it was last year. Last year we had Muddy River, Hook Setter, me with the Whisker Sticks, and we also had Bait Saber hooks on that same area last year. So if you guys kind of remember how it all bunched up, it'll look similar to that in that area too, again this year. And so that was 34. Booth 34 was Hook Setter USA. Booth 35 and 36 is going to be Team Catfish. So they're going to be on a complete opposite side of the venue as they were last year. Last year they were back by Cabela's King Cat on the far wall and near the low ramps and all that, past the boats. And this year they're going to be over on the same wall with Muddy River and Hook Setter. And last year that was where Monster Rods and Tangling with Catfish was. So some people have moved around. Booth 37 will be booked by Tackling Cats. Booth 38 will be booked by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources. So they'll be there again this year. Booth 39 is booked by Big Cat Safaris. Booth 40 will be booked by Mississippi River Monster Tournament Series. Booth 41, 42, and 43 will be held up by Tangling with Catfish Company. and they'll have some cool stuff going on too. Last year they had a raffle for a rod that was pretty cool. 44, 45 booths are merged together, booked by Trophy Ridge Planer Boards. And booth 46, 47, and 48 will be Steve Douglas with Monster Rod Holders. Booth 49 will be B&M Poles. Booth 50 will be Jeff Jones Marine. 51 will be Suzuki Marine. And booth 52 will be Sea Arc Boats. And they will also have a big 10-foot by 60-foot area on the far wall that will have all the boats and boating products on display. And if you guys remember last year, it was kind of where Team Catfish and Cabela's King Cat and Vicious Line, that whole wall back there that they were all on, that's going to be the area where the boats are this year. So the venue's kind of moved around a little bit. They don't have the boats sitting in the middle of the floor, and I think this is to just kind of give some more foot traffic. And here it says availability is limited and priority will be offered to exhibitors and vendors that attended 2017 Catfish Conference. So we got lots of booths that are around doors. So there's going to be a couple ways in and out. It looks like my booth is right by a set of doors, and I'm sure they'll have some of these doors blocked off. See here, I'm just kind of looking at it. Where Tangling with Catfish and Monster Rod Holders is. Hey Paul, thanks for joining. We're going over the map layout, the floor plan for the conference. If you guys remember where they had the extreme bait tank systems, Choc Cola, I think there was a guy who had bearding products, that kind of cubby hole area. It was like a secondary room. That's where Tangling with Catfish and Monster Rod products are going to be this year. So they've took up that whole area. There's 8 booths back there. It'll be Monster Rods, Tangling with Catfish, and Trophy Ridge Planer Boards. So on one side of the wall, on the right side of the wall will be Tangling with Catfish. On the left side will be Monster Rod products, and on the back wall, they joined those 2 booths together at the back wall for Trophy Ridge Planer Boards. And I'm sure he'll also have XX tackle in there too, because he does both of those. So it's looking like it's going to be set up pretty cool. The only thing that I'm not seeing is the master sponsor. They haven't revealed who that is yet, so we're not sure what's going to go there. But now you guys kind of have an idea of who's going to be there, where they're going to be at. We have a total of 52 booths, not counting the master booth and the Catfish Lounge. So that's 54 booths, plus that whole 10-foot by 60-foot wall for all the boats and stuff. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than it was last year. It might be cramped, but if you get there pretty early and just kind of, now that you have a layout of who's going to be where, to give you an idea of where you want to go, so you don't go to one end and it's not the place you wanted to go and you flop shoulder to shoulder with somebody the whole way over there for no reason. You can kind of figure out where you're going to go. And this is all available on the Catfish Conference website. So you would click the drop down menu, you would click the plus sign where it says Catfish Conference 2018, and then you'll click on where it says Exhibitors Floor Plan 2018, and that'll show you exactly what I'm looking at. It shows you the floor plan for the whole venue, and this is in the Pendleton conference room. There's Crown A, Pendleton, Crown B, and Crown C. This will be on the Pendleton, and I'm not sure if that's on the first floor or not. There was some word spoke earlier in the year that it would be on the second floor, but I'm assuming this might be on the first floor. So it might be in a different area of the hotel, but the layout will pretty much be the same. So we've got Warrior Cat Tackle, Mud Bums, Shatter Cat Rods, Pro Med, Captive Fishing, Bass and More, Catfish Clothing, Crusher Marine, Offshore Tackle, Cast and Light, Warrior Cat Tackle again. I read them twice. Catfish Now Magazine, Never Snag Anchors, Vicious Fishing, Fishing for Freedom Quincy, Cabela's King Cat, Fishing Buddy, Whisker Sticks, LED Lights, Big Cat Bait Company, Mustad Hooks, Muddy River Catfishing, Hook Setter USA, Demon Dragons is going to be there, Hooker's Terminal Tackle I believe is supposed to be there, Team Catfish, Tackling Cats, Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources, Big Cat Safaris, Mississippi River Monster, Tangling with Catfish, Trophy Ridge Planer Boards and Double X Tackle, Monster Rod Holders, B&M, Jeff Jones Marine, Suzuki Marine, and Sea Art Boats. So there's going to be a lot of guys there, and I'm assuming there will be other people that are going to be there too that might not be on this official list. There's some booths that ain't confirmed. There's some booths that are still deal pending, and there's guys that might cancel. One of these guys that might have 2 booths. Say Mud Bums, they have 4 booths booked, but they only need 2 booths. They realize a few days later they only need 2. They'll drop 2 of those booths, and then that opens up for 2 other companies. I know River Rod Holders is trying to get in. We're seeing, I know Hervé's seeing if there's any cancellations. He's waiting to see if there's any cancellations to try to get him in, so that could possibly be a thing. I think Luke Hinches with Northwoods Angling is looking to try to come down and pay a visit. So there's going to be some other big iconic guys that you might be wanting to meet for the first time, or you haven't seen in a long time that you get the chance to see again. Tons and tons of YouTubers. And if you guys have any questions, I know there's only a few people watching, it's kind of late, but feel free to fire away if there's something I'm missing. I'm noticing there's some names that aren't on here that were there last year, like Extreme Bait Tank Systems. I didn't see Chalk Cola. I'm pretty sure Chalk Cola is going to be there somewhere. You can't have catfishing without Chalk Cola. Especially at Steve Douglas. Come on. Steve Douglas don't catfish without Chalk Cola. Let's see. I know there's some things I'm missing. Let's talk about hotels. I'm pretty sure probably all the vacancies for the Crowne Plaza are probably booked. I'll be staying there. I'm going to be roomed up at the Crowne Plaza. There may be some cancellations and some vacancies left, but they might be some of the more expensive rooms. Don't think you got to pay those expensive fees to get a hotel room. If you get on Google Maps and you look overhead of Crowne Plaza, you will see there is literally 30 hotels within a 2-mile radius of the Crowne Plaza. And let's see here. Let me try to give you guys some insight. Flip this over here. So if this is Crowne Plaza, okay, right across the way was Holiday Inn. Right next to it. This is all parking lot around, and on the other half of the parking lot was Holiday Inn. Directly across the street from Holiday Inn was another, I forget the name of it, but it's the one I stayed at. It was a little tiny hotel. If that's the size of Holiday Inn, my hotel was probably about this big. It had maybe 20 parking spaces, but I paid like 70 bucks. And I could literally walk up the street to Crowne Plaza in 2 minutes. And there is 15 to 20, 30 other hotels within a 5-minute drive of the conference. And I don't think, Chris Flores said he got, I forget the name of his hotel, but there was one, I think he paid like 50 bucks or something. Maybe it was Danny Cal that said 50 bucks. But there's rooms out there for really, really cheap. If you're just wanting to stay one night, the Saturday night, then it's definitely feasible. I've got to try that stuff. Yeah, if you guys try Chalk Cola, you'll never want to drink a Yoo-Hoo again. It's way better than Yoo-Hoo. We got a good deal at Howard Johnson Hotel. Okay. Yeah, there's lots of stuff close by. And as far as restaurants go, there's real nice restaurants. There's fast food. I ate at Taco Bell that Saturday evening. There's a Walmart that's nearby, and there's other chain stores that you guys have around your house that's real by. It's real close to everything. It's real close to the airport, so if you got to fly in, it's right by the airport. If you're driving, there's plenty of parking. There's tons of parking around the Crown Plaza. It's right next to the fairgrounds. It's across the street from the fairgrounds. So if you can't park at the Crown Plaza, you can go park over at the Holiday Inn right next door, and you're still a 30-second walk back to the Crown Plaza. So it's gonna be packed. If you can get there earlier, then get there earlier. The doors officially open at 8:30, but I'm sure some people will be showing up 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning just waiting to be the first people in. So it's gonna be like Black Friday for catfishing. And what I like about this place is not more or less the event itself. I like the involvement and the conversations I get to have with people. I like the what would you say, the connections I get to establish with certain people that I wouldn't get to normally do outside of, say, social media or referral from whoever else. You actually get to meet people in person. I got to meet Ron Presley with Catfish Now magazines in person. I got to shake his hand. I said, I really like what you do. I'd like to give you some whisker sticks to try. I got to meet Steve Douglas, shake his hand, and said, I like what you do. I offered him some whisker sticks. I got to meet all the people that I've learned things from and shake their hand and say, thank you for teaching me what I know now. I've learned a lot from you, and I got a lot of respect for you, and it's really nice to meet you in person. And I had some people even come up to me and say the same thing to me, and it blew me away. It's really cool to be able to connect with people. There's going to be tons and tons of YouTubers there. If you got a favorite catfishing YouTuber, whether it's Danny Cow, PGH Bottom Feeders, Panfish Bill, FV Catfish, Chat Cats Fishing, there's so many to name, guys. There's so many that I watch. Country Girl Catfishing, Dieter Melhorn Fishing, and then you got Chris Flores, Catfishing Carp, Steve Douglas, all these YouTube channels, whether they have multiple venues or not involved in the community. Mike Chavez, there's all these YouTube guys are going to be here, and they're all going to be filming. So if you want to do a collaboration, here's your chance. If you're a YouTuber from California and you're always talking with a guy from New York and you guys are both here, it's a chance for you guys to meet up and do a collaboration together. You guys can interview each other, share each other's information, whatever, check out each other's gear. And it's a great learning experience for everybody, no matter what your involvement in the community is. If your specialty is making your own hooks from scratch by hand, there's going to be guys there that are just like you. If you're making your own sinkers, there's going to be tons of guys there who can help share information how to help you better what you do, what your specialty is. I'm not the only person there with LED lights. Like I said, Casting Light, he makes a bobber version, so he's going to be there. And he came up and spoke to me last year. We had a couple words, and it turned out pretty cool. There's going to be other guys there. So whatever your niche is, whether you're buying product or not, there's going to be other people there that have really similar specific interests as you, and it's good to be able to meet up, sit down, have a chat, and something you wouldn't normally get to do outside of Facebook or Instagram or text messaging, things like that. Something else that's beneficial is probably, I'd say, 90% of the stuff that's going to be sold product-wise you can only get online, whether it's through that company's web store or Amazon or eBay. And I think probably one of the main ones off the top of my head, Team Catfish, are one of the few that you can buy inside stores like Cabela's and Walmart and Bass Pro. So outside of them, if you've been dying to get a big cat fever rod, if you've been dying to get a warrior cat rod, if you've been dying to get a tangle of catfish rod, they're all going to be there. Whisker sticks is something you can only get through me through the Facebook page or some of my dealers' websites. You won't have to pay for the shipping for a lot of these products. So you can just buy them cash, credit card, whatever, right there, and you ain't got to wait days for it to show up at your door. You'll be able to take it home with you or use it that day if you're fishing on the Ohio River that day. You could come buy some whisker sticks and then that evening go use them. So it's cool that you don't have to pay the extra shipping, wait the extra days to get it. Everything's going to be right there. Let's see, what else is going to be going on down there? I guess I could talk about my booth personally because I don't want to put words in other people's mouths. But I know with my booth, alright, we've established I'm going to be in booth 30, so when you walk in the door, I'm going to be right there to your left. If that door's open. That door might not be open. You might have to go through another door and come around to the right. But when you come in my booth, you're going to see lights on display. So I'll show you some awesome lights laid out in packages, what they would look like when you get them. I'll have some out lit up one way or another. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. I might do it like I did last year. I still have that little sticky pad display. We'll probably have some in some form of water, whether it's a water bottle or maybe a small aquarium or something with some bluegill swimming around in it. I really want to do that if I can get some bluegill ahead of time. Get a little aquarium going with some lights laying down there. But what I'm going to do to utilize my space, since I pretty much only have the lights for sale, and I'm going to have about 1,000 of them down there, so we'll have plenty to go around. Don't feel like you only got to buy one or two now. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of display items, so different ways that the lights can be used besides fishing. And that was kind of why we did the whole contest on the Facebook page. Was I'm going to have, if I can find a piece, if I can't, maybe somebody would like to donate it. If they got a spare one laying around, maybe the top half of a rod that you don't have a bottom for. I got to check my shed and see if I got one. If not, I'll just use the top half of one of my rods. But I'm going to have a top section of a rod with a whisker stick tied to it on like a little wooden podium. It's where you can kind of pull it off a dowel rod and you guys can sling it around and whip it around, see that it doesn't come off when you're casting it or fighting the fish. You can practice putting one on and taking it off and just kind of get hands on and see how it works, get to kind of try it before you buy it type thing. And we're going to try to take a lot of the ideas from the contest and see if we can put them to use on the table space that we have. So I might have like a little dark room. You guys can kind of open up a little curtain, poke your head in and see how bright they are in the dark, have something kind of blacked out. Gotta see how I can make that work. That's something I want to do. We're gonna have like a plastic jack-o'-lantern to show that, you know, they work good for jack-o'-lanterns. I could go out and make a snowball and light up a snowball. That'd be a one type deal. You'd have to throw it and repack it and stuff it back in, but you could technically have glow-in-the-dark snowball fights if you buy enough of them. Maybe light up a snowman. I know we got blasted with 6 inches of snow. Some other places in the country got snowed in pretty good too, so you can make some light up snowmen, decorate your front yard. But we're gonna try to have different fishing and non-fishing related uses spread out throughout the booth, so you guys can kind of walk around, see how you could utilize them different ways, give you some different ideas of how you can make good, practical, and efficient use out of these. So one of my favorite examples is a first aid kit, and or an emergency thing, like say you're on a boat, tie one to a string to wrap around your neck, so if you fall out of the boat at night when you're night fishing, people can kind of see where you're swimming at. It'll give off a good light. These things can be seen from one witness reporting a quarter a mile away. Quarter a mile away, depending on how lit the area is. And they were down at Meldal Dam, okay, on the pier. Anybody that's around my stretch of the Ohio, the pier on the Kentucky side of Meldal Dam. Buddy got a phone call from another buddy way down, and he was about a quarter mile away, and he was talking to his friend. He's like, hey, I see your glow sticks. And he's like, oh, those ain't my glow sticks, these are these guys over here glow sticks, and they had whisker sticks. And that was from a quarter a mile away. He thought they were glow sticks, and they weren't. He's like, man, I can see them from all the way over here. How bright are they? Well, I know that they were good for 100 yards, but there's a lot of those street lamps up at the top of the Meldal above the pier, and they were down somewhere down in the sandbar area, and I want to say that's about a good quarter mile, so it's not proven. We're going to try to do some drone work to verify that, but that's a pretty far distance away. So to use them in an emergency situation like that, if you fell off the boat, the current's carrying you away, you'll have that on your neck. You can kind of flail it around, or they'll see it in the water because it's submersible, and they'll be able to help rescue you. Or if you have to use it for a makeshift flashlight, if your boat or your kayak capsizes, you can use it to kind of see what you're doing. You can use it underwater. If you're stuck trapped, if you're fishing at night and you get taken underwater, if you're in a current, you can't really see what's what. It's all black. So it might help you get that extra light you need to get out of danger. So I think that's one of my favorite uses for them, is to help in a potential hazard, dangerous emergency situation. If you break down on the side of the road, your car's dead, or you got a flat, you don't have an iron or something, or you're stranded on some back road, you see some headlights coming, you can wave it to flag somebody down, because they might not see it till it's too late, and it'll really help your chances of getting back to safety. That's one of my personal favorites, and there's all kinds of uses. I could talk about it for days. But we are going to have the winner of the contest idea, which was Christopher Flores, the blind fisherman. His winning idea got the most votes, and it was to tie him to bicycle spokes. So I'm going to get a bicycle. Probably once I get down there, I'll go to the local Walmart, just get a kid-sized bike, and I'm going to have it in my booth with the wheels spinning. People come up, spin the wheels, and see how cool it looks for a kid for the bike. I live on a cul-de-sac, so it'd be great for my kids. In the summertime, they could ride their bikes at night in the cul-de-sac, and their bikes will spin around and light up with the lights, and you just zip tie them straight to the spokes, and they come right back off, and kids will love it. So I'm going to have that there, and on the Sunday when it's over, the whole weekend, I'm going to have a raffle for that bike. So the bike will be one prize, and I'll probably throw like a package of lights or something in there, a bundle of lights, and maybe some other products. We'll see, but definitely some lights and a bike. We'll have that as a raffle for people to put in on, and you guys could potentially win that bike to take on to one of your kids. So that's going to be one thing we got going on. We'll try to have like a little workshop where, like I said, people can try putting batteries in and out of them, play with the zip ties, just kind of get hands-on with them, try them before you buy them, see how you like them. And another thing we're going to that I'm currently working on is a photo collage / video clip collage, where I'm going to have all these photos that you guys submitted, whether it was in the contest or not, anytime throughout the year. Any photos that anybody submitted, any video clips anybody submitted using these lights, and if I'm able to pull them and get them onto USB to where I can edit them and string them all together into one file, then we're going to try to have like a DVD photo collage / video collage on a TV monitor. So when people walk by, they'll see a slideshow of the photos and videos playing as they're looking around, and that'll be playing the whole weekend. So you guys can get a different idea. If it's not something we have on the booth, it'll be something else that you get to see to give you an idea. For example, Roberto Rodriguez. He's a fellow fisherman buddy of mine down in Texas. Lives down in Irving, Texas, and he's bought quite a few lights off of me, and he hands them out to his buddies, and he's been a real good supporter of the lights. But he had an issue one night. He was driving, and his illumination cluster went out on his dashboard. Couldn't see a speedometer, his fuel meter, couldn't see anything. His dashboard was dark. It was nighttime. Couldn't tell how fast he was going or anything. So instead of leaving the car sit there or just risking it, getting a speeding ticket, he pulled out a pink whisker stick. He let it sit on top of his dashboard, and he took a picture of it to send me, and it worked good enough to illuminate his dash so he could see how fast he was going to get back home safe, and it helped him out. Another one that was submitted was a guy used one in absence of a busted out license plate light for his back bumper. So he had a white light on him. He was able to light up his license plate so he didn't get flagged down by a cop for not having license plate bulbs. You know, the cops will pull you over for little things like that, so it saved him from potentially getting a ticket, or at least a warning. One way or another, it saved him some time. What's some other really cool ones? We got a video clip that was submitted for taking some old glow sticks, like the old big chem lights that are like this long and they're like a ½ inch wide, and it's got like the little hook on it so you can hook it onto your line and it'll dangle there. Old snap glow stick. Well, he drained those out and shoved the whisker stick up into it, so it made the light bigger, and it probably wasn't as bright, but it created more light, and it was something that he could hang off his line as a striker. So he pulled some slack off his line, let it hang off, and the idea is when the fish takes off, when you're fishing on the bottom, or float maybe if you're not paying attention, when the line gets tension, the light goes up if the fish is swimming out away. But say the fish swims into you and slacks your line out, it's got enough weight on it to where it'll let the line pull down and your light will drop, so you know a fish is on, but they're swimming towards you. And for some chance, if the fish hits that line so hard, it pulls that line super tight and it flings it off and it lands in the water, it floats. And he's got video of it floating in a sink. So it'll float, you can find it, you can locate it, and you can keep yourself from losing the light. So that was a really cool idea too. So I'm going to try to have all these things in my booth, and I got a lot of work to do. I've still got to bag all these lights. I'll show you how many I got real quick. I'm kind of slacking. This is just one bag. It's got about 50 of them in it. Alright, these are all greens. All green whisker sticks. I'm going to have a bunch of those bags there. This is what we got going on. So these are all greens. There's about 400 to 500 of them there. These are all whites. There's about 200 to 300 here. Reds, about 200 to 300. They don't look like it, but they are. Blues, about 200 to 300. And pinks, about 200 to 300. I've had some orders here and there, so I don't have an exact count, but there's well over 1,000 lights here easy. And I'm definitely going to have extras of these left over compared to how many bags and batteries and zip ties I got. So however many I can fully package, I'm going to take with me. So if anybody says, how many you got here with you? All of them. All of them. I'll have a few left over that I'll keep at the house, or I maybe bring some with me as extras in my tackle bag, so if we do get to go night fishing that Friday night or that Saturday night, I might have some extras to loan out to people so they can try them while we're fishing. If anybody meets up and wants to fishes with me. If they don't have any already themselves, then I might have a few that I can let people sample out and try. But we're definitely going to have all the we're going to have all the lights there. I got a couple shirts that me and some of my family will be wearing. My daughter is going to be there. She'll have her Catfish Queen shirt and hat on to support the sport. It's going to be me, my brother John, who was there with me last year. This year my mom's coming, my sister-in-law Molly, she'll be there to help. Possibly her father, we're not sure. And then my daughter Alyssa definitely wants to come. Don't know about my son yet. He keeps changing his mind. One day he wants to come, next day he don't. So that'll be probably a last minute decision. But my daughter's been nagging me all week, and anytime she knows I'm talking to somebody about catfishing, she's like, "Dad, you gonna tell them we're going to Kentucky?" So she's super excited to help out, and she's gonna talk your guys' ears off with probably as much as I do. So anybody who knows me, we're running an hour now on this stream, and I talk a lot. So if you guys got any questions, feel free to ask. If there's anything that I missed and you're watching this later, drop it in the comments below, and I'll try my best to get the information. If I don't know the answer, I can most certainly get in contact with Hervé and get the answer for you, so it's not a trouble to get information. I've got his personal number. I can contact him anytime and find out for you guys. Feel free to ask whatever you guys need to ask, and if it's a reasonable question, then I'll definitely get the answers for you. If you're going to ask me how many rod holders Monster Rod Holders is going to have, that's not something to ask me. That's something to go ask Steve Douglas. But general information questions, I'd be happy to try to answer the best I can. I don't know the names of all the hotels that are around. You'll have to get on Trivago or Expedia or something and see what's available. There's always cancellations, things like that, so you'll just have to do your research on it. If you guys are looking to get a last minute booth, I can try to help you get in contact with Hervé. You can go on the Catfish website, Catfish Conference website, and get in touch with him directly, and you can send him out an email, and he'll get back with you when he can. He's a very busy guy, so just give him a couple days, be patient. Don't think that he's ignoring you or anything like that. He's just got a lot on his plate, and he tries to answer everybody the best he can. So just be patient, and if you really are looking to get a booth or something like that, he will do his best to try to fit you in if there's availability. As it gets closer to the date, it gets a little harder to get in. So if this is something that you're wanting to do, I believe it's a $600 fee for a booth, so know that right off the bat. And then there's some paperwork that you gotta fill out and turn in, something along those lines. So I think it's a $600 fee. So if that's something you guys are interested in, it still is a possibility to get a booth. Just know that there's going to be some paperwork you got to fill out, things like that, and then you're on your way. So there's some people that's going to be there new this year that wasn't there last year, and there's going to be some people that were there last year that aren't going to be here this year. It's going to be different every single year. Most of the guys are repeats from last year. Some guys are new. Some guys that were last year ain't going to be there. So just expect that. If you were looking to get an extreme bait tank and you didn't have the opportunity last year, and you come here thinking you're going to get one this year and they're not there, don't feel bad. There's still ways to get them. You just won't be able to probably buy them right then and there. If you're looking for bait, if you guys are planning to do any fishing that weekend while you're down there, hit up Big Cat Bait Company. I'm sure they would really love your business. I don't know how swamped they are or not. I know last year they did take pre-registration. I don't know if they're going to do that or not this year again, but Carl did have a reservation list available. You could tell him how many skipjack or shad guts or whatever you wanted, and if he had it, he'd write your name down, and then you paid when you actually went to go pick it up. So if you weren't able to show up, you didn't have to worry about refunds or anything like that. It just went to somebody else. So, and he's got really good bait. He's probably got the best prepackaged bait around that I would recommend. We bought quite a few packs of skipjack off from last year down there. I think it was like 3 or 4 packs of skipjack we bought, and they lasted me forever. Some of them I didn't use. Obviously, I took some home with me, and they kept for the longest time. And when you pop them open, it was like you just caught them. Some of the best bait you can get. They do a really good job. They've done their research, and they do a really good job with it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I missed. And if you guys think I missed something, go ahead and bring it up. We covered all the frequently asked questions. We covered the dates and times. We did the address. Ticket information is not needed anymore because Monster Rod Holders covered all the fees. We listed all the known visitors. I don't think they have a confirmed list of seminar speakers. I forgot to look that up. That's one thing I miss with seminar speakers. I know our buddies the Mud Bums are supposed to be one of the seminar speakers. Let's see. I don't think they have that up yet. So I'm gonna try to look on here real quick just to make sure. So I don't want to leave you guys without anything. This is supposed to be a 100% walkthrough of the Catfish Conference. But while we're looking, I don't know if I'm going to do it Friday night or Saturday night. Friday night seems a little more feasible, maybe, depending on what time I arrive. But it might have to be Saturday. I'm looking to do a bank fishing meet and greet somewhere on the Ohio River, probably most likely on the Kentucky side. Could possibly do the Indiana side, and the only thing that kind of deters that is fishing licenses and stuff, because I know Ohio's doesn't expire till February 28th. But Ohio licenses aren't valid because in that area of the river it borders with Indiana, so I don't know if Indiana honors Kentucky licenses and if Kentucky honors Indiana licenses when it comes to sharing banks of the river. I know Ohio and Kentucky do. I can fish on either side of the river as long as it's bordered waters between Ohio and Kentucky. So from where Ohio meets Indiana, I can fish from the Ohio side or the Kentucky side all the way up to West Virginia or Virginia. So anywhere that Ohio and Kentucky share similar borders on the river, I can fish either side with an Ohio license or a Kentucky license. They honor each other's. I would assume Indiana and Kentucky do the same thing, but if they don't, if you have a Kentucky license, you'd have to fish the Kentucky side. If you fish Indiana, you'd have to fish the Indiana side. You can get day licenses for out-of-resident licenses. Let's see, but I'm not sure how that works. I got to look more into it, but I'm definitely somewhere wanting to do a night fishing, bank fishing meet and greet. Where are we looking to do some fishing down there? So I am down to go fishing. Oh, we were looking to do some fishing down there, so I'm down to go fishing. Okay, I almost read that wrong. Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I haven't had time to really look it up yet outside of just combing Google Maps. That's what I did last year, and it didn't turn out too well. I mean, we had a great spot. It was nice and open, plenty of parking, tons and tons and tons of bank space. And outside from it being cold, we built a fire. We were hunkered up on some rocks that kind of kept us out of the wind. We stayed cozy without a problem, but we didn't even get a bite. And come to find out, it was really, really shallow there, like a few feet, almost like 70 feet out. It was nowhere near a main channel. or any even feasible depth. We didn't realize we were fishing so shallow because we didn't have any depth finders or anything. We just kind of went there blind and threw some lines out with some skipjack. Let's see. I'm on the home page. General information. And I'm on a really slow phone here, so give me a second, guys. But yeah, I'm looking to try, if anybody's around that area and they know a good place to go where there's a lot of parking for multiple cars and there's a lot of people can meet and share the same area to bank fish, if there's a long stretch of bank that it's got some decent fishing or even a chance for some people to get some bites, then I'd be down to go there. And the conference is over at 6, so after 6 o'clock I'd probably head out, go get some dinner with the family, go back to the hotel, get geared up, and then meet somewhere to do fishing for a few hours, probably till like midnight, maybe 1 o'clock. Not too late, because we gotta get back up and kick butt on Sunday. Who will be there? Okay, so I think I got some speakers here. See if it'll let me click on it. Alright, it says speakers. So far on this list we have Dave Hart, John Jameson, Jason and Daryl Massingales, Chris Souders, and Jeff Dude. And then it says vendors. We will publish our list very soon, which we just read that. Boat manufacturers, Sea Arc Boats, marine engine manufacturers. Who can come? Everyone from babies to the most experienced seniors. Families, bring your whole crew with you, so it is kid friendly. I think they have kid size shirts available too. First time catfish angler, you'll discover a whole lot. Experienced angler, you will still discover a whole lot. Pro anglers, you will share a whole lot. Speakers, you're already there for that, so you'll share even more. We are back at the Crown Plaza Airport in Louisville, Kentucky. This place rocks. Free parking for all, Wi-Fi everywhere, swimming pool if you stay there. So if you're booked there, they got a nice big pool. I believe they're indoor pool. Right next to the airport and the interstate, awfully clean and fancy. Only good reasons to be there once again. Okay, we went over the FAQ section. Benefits of the Catfish Conference members: skip the lines, get into conference for free. Get to skip the lines, get a free membership t-shirt, get a sticker, get a monthly newsletter, get exclusive discounts with our partners. Will be available in May on catfishconference.com. And then again it says skip the lines, get in for free. So there's a link for vendor sign up if you want to be a vendor. They of course also have a YouTube channel. They have where you can go back to previous years and you can see seminar speakers from previous years and other video clips they have, old trailers. They have a Facebook page which they keep everything up to date on. So to recap, it's going to be February 24th and 25th, and it's a Saturday and Sunday. The Saturday it'll run from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and the Sunday it'll run from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Can't wait to go, and me and you and all the big names have a good night. See you later, Catfish Bill. Thanks for tuning in. And I appreciate you guys watching. I know it's 1:35 in the morning. So if you guys don't get to go, you guys will be able to see a lot of the stuff on their YouTube channel. They'll have all the seminars being filmed, so you can watch all that information later. Here's the contact information in case anybody's interested. Contact information for Catfish Conference. Their address is 139 East Dixie Avenue, Elizabethtown, Kentucky 42701 zip code. And if you need to call them, their number is area code 270-215-1980. If you'd like to send them an email, it's info@catfishconference.com. And they're open every day from 9 to 5 Eastern Time. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, you'll most likely be in touch with Hervé if you're contacting them. Let's see here. I always feel like I'm missing something at the end. Always feel like I'm missing something. They do have an online web store. And browse catfishing products, catfishing rods, line holders and accessories, boating products, fishing lights, mud sticks, catfishing nets, apparel, kids apparel, fishing lights. That must be me. Let's see what they got on here. I'm curious now. Yep, whisker sticks, LED lights. And they got them on there for $4 a piece right now. Woohoo! So you guys can get them for $4. And their online chat says they're online right now. So whisker sticks are for sale for $4 a piece. Now they have those, I believe, in the old Gen 2 model. So if you do buy them, know that they're the old Gen 2 model that you guys will be getting. But here soon, everybody will be carrying the Gen 3 model, the new model, these. Everybody will have these. Very, very soon, we're starting to finally weed all the, not weed out, sell off all the Gen 2s. And Gen 3s will be coming up. So that pretty much covers the conference. If you guys have any questions, again, put them in the comment section down below. If you're not watching this live right now, if you're watching it later, I'm going to leave this up probably permanently until at least the conference arrives. And I might just leave it up for future reference. If anybody watches it after the conference, they'll kind of know what they missed or what they need to look forward to for later years. But if there's something that I missed, or something that you want to ask about, or you want me to explain in more detail on, drop it in the comments section, get a hold of me. If you're going to be looking to buy whisker sticks at my booth, as of right now, price could change. I don't see it changing, but it could. So we're looking to stick with what we've always stuck with, which would be $5 a piece for singles, 6 of them, 6 lights for $25. So you'd be getting 1 for free, or 10 lights for $40, which you'd be paying for 8 and getting 2 free. So those are kind of like my 3 everyday bundle deals. And I don't see us deterring from that, but depending on how many we got left, or if I have more left over, that might change one way or another. But I dare say that's probably what it's going to be. There's a chance that we might have batteries for sale as extras. You might be able to buy some extra batteries. We'll see what my cash flow is. I'm gonna try to order some extra batteries to have in stock to bring down there with me. So if you guys want to buy some lights and then buy some extra batteries, might have that as an accessory to sale on the side. We'll see. I can't promise it. It's looking like we might just have the lights. And then again, we'll also have the raffle for the bike and some other prizes on top of that throughout the weekend too. I don't know what we're gonna do for the prize, or for the price of the raffle tickets. Got to see how many tickets we'll have and how that'll go. But once we get more details, I'll update it. But there is going to be some sort of raffle going on in my booth for the bike, and some lights, and maybe some other prizes. And I'll see what I can throw in down the line. But we'll be in booth 30, guys. I look forward to meeting all of you. Anybody that I haven't got to see yet, I'll be so excited to see you guys for the first time. Come swing by and say hi. I can talk for days. You guys know that, so don't think like there's going to be anything awkward to say. I'm glad to sit down and have a conversation with anybody. If there's something you want to talk about, let's chat it up. Anybody I got to see last year, I'll be looking forward to seeing you again. I made some great friends down there, looking to make some new friends, and just looking forward to seeing everybody all over again. So we'll see you guys at the conference in February, Saturday and Sunday. And until then, we'll just keep tying lines and try to stay warm through this snow. We'll catch you guys later. Have a good evening.